Fall has definitely come to Michigan, and our first frosts came through in October as usual. The prediction had been for the temperatures to be a little above freezing, but we had a thorough coating of frost over the ground, and my tomato plants were not spared. The good news is many of the tomatoes survived that frost, and it is because of how they were pruned. When I did my video on the first part of winding down the garden, I mentioned that I prune off all of the foliage of the plants 2 feet above the ground. In that video, I'm pretty sure I talked about the value of that pruning through the lens of finding and removing any weeds on the surface of the soil and getting rid of them to make sure that you had a clean slate next spring. The other benefit of that pruning is that it can help the plants survive frost. The reason is that cold air drops. When you have frosts, the coldest air is going to pool along the ground and run along the surface of the ground. Even 2 or 3 feet higher, you can have a significantly warmer temperature than you do down at ground level. You can kind of see that effect here. See these lower foliage on this San Marzano, pretty frost damaged. A little bit better as you go up. By the time you get to the top of the plant, pretty healthy. The plant definitely was experiencing a different set of conditions close to the ground versus a few feet above it. The stems of tomato plants are much hardier than their delicate leaves. If you remove all of the leaves sort of in that danger zone, the amount of physical damage experienced by the plant is significantly reduced. Now, this technique is not a miracle worker. If your temperatures get cold enough, your tomatoes are going to die. Case in point, our temperatures have dropped down to 27 Fahrenheit this week, and you can see they didn't make it. Not a surprise. It doesn't really matter how I prune these guys, nothing is going to help them survive 27 degrees Fahrenheit. But if, like me, you have falls where you might have just the one occasional slightly frosty evening here and there, this technique can really help you extend your harvest. In my case, it allowed me to keep the plants on the vine for at least another week and allow some of them to ripen for one final harvest, as opposed to just losing all of them in that first frost. If you've got some light frosts in your forecast, I recommend giving this a shot, and hopefully it will help you as well. Until next time, thanks.